Alrighty then, here we are with another delightful overview video of a Kingmaker product from Paizo and Legendary Games. Interestingly enough, there is no Legendary Games tag on the back, so I guess it's Paizo this time. This happens to be the Kingmaker Kingdom Management screen, which is a special Game Master screen specifically for Kingmaker, the adventure path that Paizo worked with Legendary Games on converting to Pathfinder 2nd Edition. On the inside of this, there happens to be the sleeve here. It MSRP is for $25. I think I've seen it last on Amazon for $22. Right here is the Open Game License 1.0A. I'll just put that guy right there. This happens to be sturdy enough if you want to pin it up and use it as an extension to your Game Master screen. You can do so by just simply clipping it to a part of the Game Master screen. Now, this is interesting as this Game Master screen is a rare modern example of a vertical oriented screen as opposed to a horizontal landscape screen. So there is some interesting positives and negatives when it comes to a vertical oriented screen. Note that the screen is just a simple hex crawl on the outside that has not really much relevance to the players. The positives and negatives of a vertically oriented Game Master screen is that depending on your lighting conditions in your area, in your room, by the way, you can actually clip this on and add a 5 panels by just simply clipping this on right here, which is something I like very much. But anyways, the problem with a Game Master screen that is a vertical as opposed to a horizontal is that if you're sitting at a table and you have a map out on the other side of the screen, you have to get up and reach over it to reach for pawns or tokens or whatever you want. And depending on the lighting in the room, being that it's a taller Game Master screen, you are more likely to have a dark shade zone at the bottom of the screen where it's harder to read the text at the very bottom. However, I do say what I do like is they chose a light green background and a dark green front. Putting greens on top of each other is not a good choice. However, because they went with dark green, a really dark green, and then the bottom, the lower layer, is a yellowish light green, a super light, almost pea-like green. It's actually pretty tolerable overall, and shouldn't be chewed apart. On the screen, you have a random kingdom events table right here, a D percentile, which goes from 1 to 100. You got a kingdom advancement table here, which goes from level 1 to 20. So your kingdom can level up from 1 to 20. Kingdom milestone XP rewards. So if you wanted to go with, instead of experience points, you could go with milestone. They have options right here. They got negotiation DCs right here, which is handy dandy. Proficiency bonus table, a kingdom size table, a settlements type table down here. Hard part about having all this stuff a vertical screen is that you get this small stuff down here at the bottom, and sometimes it's hard to read if the text is too small and it's too dark. But it's not terribly bad in my room, which has decent lighting. Kingdom skills, key abilities, and activities table right here. Activities listed by step here. So as your kingdom is developing from stage to stage upkeep phase step 1, commerce phase step 1, commerce phase step 2, commerce phase step 3, commerce phase step 4, activity phases step 1, activity phases step 2, activity phases step 3, activity phases step 4, and then building on rough terrain. So you have all the phases here and then all lists, and it happens to list out all the pages in the adventure path where all the important information for each one of those phases is in the adventure path. You got a basic armies table right here, as well as an army activities table determining a victory for your army. steps for rolling initiative for your army, fortification statistics, recovery of army conditions, determining losses section right down here, and army conditions, which is basically status effects that your army can be inflicted, such as concealed, defeated, destroyed, efficient, engaged, fortified, lost, mired, distant, outflanked, pinned, routed, shaken, wary. I do say overall, I do like the fact that the text is fairly large. I can easily read it myself. The tables have ample space around there. It's not entirely all crammed tight together. There's a few instances of large areas of text right here. However, I do like the fact that they chose to use boldening. It would have been nice if they put a bullet point at the beginning of these, a big bullet point to denote where that is, make it even more clear. Maybe put move the text down one spot and then put a header bar right there, right above it, to make it more clear. Everything else here looks fairly nice. If you were to play Kingmaker, this is a handy Game Master screen for that, and I definitely would recommend it absolutely in 5 seconds. It's a fairly good price. If you don't have Kingmaker, but you want kingdom management rules, this screen gives you enough information to run your armies right here, all your important phases of your initiative for your army, how to determine failure and success, and army conditions right here. So you can do mass combat fairly effectively with this Game Master screen. However, when it comes to the structure of how to operate a kingdom itself, most of the screen basically just gives you the framework for it and all the important details of that mechanics at greater level is referenced in the core rulebook, in the core Kingmaker Adventure Path book. So you will definitely have to buy that if you want the kingdom rules. However, for the armies, you're perfectly fine. You can run an army engagements with this screen just fine. So there you go. Being that it is a vertical screen, that's a 4-panel. I do like 4-panel screens. I would really love it if I had a 5-panel screen. The nice thing about it being a vertical is that the sleeve coming with it can be added on to the end to make it a 5-panel very easily. No problem at all. So there you go. I would kind of say that if this was an actual 5-panel screen and they had pockets on the front so you can actually slide things down, plastic pockets, similar to the Shadowrun screen where you can put stuff in the pockets in the front so players can see an image, or you can put notes in there for them. That would be awesome. If they put a pocket inside the screen, that would have been awesome. If they did that stuff or added a 5th panel, this would easily be in the 4+ star range. However, this sits just in that 3.75 to 4-star territory. I do highly recommend it if you want to play Kingmaker, or not play Kingmaker, but run Kingmaker as a game master. If you want it for armies, it works out for that. For kingdom management, you need the core Kingmaker book to make this screen work. So you basically only have half of the screen with information that you can use without the book, and the other half of the screen you need the book to finish out the key information, because as it says, activities listed by a step. Upkeep phase step 1, assign leadership roles. New leadership, page 520. So if this whole list right here, you're going to need this whole list right here. You're going to need the actual Kingmaker book. You do have some rules here that are useful. It would be nice if they included the page numbers for the Kingmaker book for all the stuff that's in here into that book. But otherwise, it does cover the very basics. It's just the really important stuff right here for kingdom progression and operation. You need the book for. So there you go. 3.75 plus. Okay, it's like if you want to run Kingmaker, it's 4 stars. If you want it for army management or kingdom operations, it's like 3.5, 3.75. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't noticed, I have started using uh, YouTube Create to add extra stuff into my videos here and there. Uh, it's just what I'm doing. I have no serious experience editing stuff, so just me putting in a sticker here and there, sticking in text. That's basically what I got as for skills. I might like select a song that's in the app and go from there. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, share it, subscribe. If you really want to see everything that comes out of my channel, hit the bell and add this video to a playlist, either marked Kingmaker Adventure Path or Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or you can share it to your friends who happen to be either running or willing to be playing in such adventure path. So thank you very much. See you next time. Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful weekend, a magnificent month.